And if you move to modern days, God continues to use world leaders, such as Cyrus was then, and we just celebrated yesterday the 249th birthday of the United States of America. But if you think that God made this nation to teach the world how to cook hamburgers, you're wrong. And if you think that it's all about fireworks, you're wrong. And if you think that it's all about guns and freedom and all of that, fine, great. But I want to tell you something. God raised this nation, and then look at the point in history where he decided to bring forth his plan to reestablish the nation of Israel back to their land, so there will be a free nation in their God-given land. In 1948, it was President Truman who, against the State Department that told him not to recognize Israel, he did it anyway. Against the Tucker Carlsons of those days and the Candace Owens of those days. And despite the entire State Department forbidding President Truman to recognize the State of Israel, largely due to the fear of the Arab nations, Truman did it anyway, and his decision was influenced by other key persons like Special Presidential Counsel Clark Clifford. A couple of interesting things to note is that nothing has changed with the U.S. State Department, by the way, until today. And thankfully we have a new secretary. Hopefully he will clean the house. And there seems to often be one person that God is raising up to have a voice in the midst of the storm and opposition. And very soon you will see who is the current one. And that's not the end, because then came an existential threat to Israel in 1973 when we were attacked from both Egypt and Syria. Surprise attack on our holiest day on the calendar, Yom Kippur. And I don't know if you know that, but 3 days into the war, Prime Minister Golda Meir picked up the phone and called the White House, and President Nixon, it was in the middle of the night, he picked up the phone and she said to him, Mr. President, if America is not going to help Israel in the next 48 hours, Israel won't survive. And President Nixon paused. Of course, it's the middle of the night. And then he said, Golda, I grew up Quaker, Christian. I heard my mom teaching me Bible stories every night. And one time when she was reading to me Bible stories, she stopped and she said, Richard, I want you to promise me that if you ever get a chance in the future to help save the Jewish people, you will do so. And I want you to know that Richard Nixon, the one that everybody loves to hate, he said to Golda Meir on the phone, for the first time since I became president, I know now why I became president of the United States. He hung up the phone and he ordered the largest airlift of armament in history since World War II. And Israel, of course, managed to almost not just win, but we were in the gates of Cairo. As he said, I could almost hear my mother's voice. And in 2018, this guy came. First, he's the only president that kept the promise to open the U.S. Embassy in Jerusalem. The only one. Everybody promised, no one kept it. He also ended United States participation in the unacceptable Iran deal, which, by the way, would have allowed them to have this year nuclear bomb with license. He's also the one who recognized the Golan Heights as part of the state of Israel. And he's also the one that says that Israel's West Bank settlements do not violate international law. Because how can you violate international law when you come back to your own land? But are you ready for the modern day that influenced the president to remove another existential threat over Israel a few days ago? I'm reading to you right now the text that Governor Huckabee, who became the ambassador of America to the state of Israel, and this is what he wrote to the president. He said, "Mr. President," and by the way, that was a text message, a private one. And the president, out of the blue, decided to post it. "Mr. President, God spared you in Butler, Pennsylvania to be the most consequential president in a century, maybe ever. The decisions on your shoulders, I would not want to be made by anyone else. You have many voices speaking to you, sir, but there is only one voice that matters, His voice. And watch this. I am your appointed servant in this land, and am available for you, but I do not try to get in your presence often because I trust your instincts. No president in my lifetime has been in a position like yours, not since Truman. And I don't reach out to persuade you, only to encourage you. I believe you will hear from heaven, and that voice is far more important than mine or anyone else's. You sent me to Israel to be your eyes, ears, and voice, and to make sure our flag flies above our embassy. My job is to be the last one to leave. I will not abandon this post. Our flag will not come down. You did not seek this moment sought you. It is my honor to serve you, Mike Huckabee." This is the text message that changed it all. Now I want to tell you something. I know some people in the United States, military and politics. I have many friends in DC. The pressure on the president not to act against Iran was mostly from within the conservative camp. Mostly. And I will tell you, that's why Ambassador Huckabee said to him what he said to him. He said, "You will hear many voices." But I'm telling you, of course, he's not listening to the Democrats anyway. But you will hear many voices from people around you. Don't listen to anyone but his. And the rest is history.